back in the day, we see in Mark 11, there's people posted up outside the temple. And these people were called money changers. And yes, they were doing things, they were jipping people off. But what was happening is these group of money changers were basically the first line of defense, making sure the right people got in the temple. They probably thought they were right. They probably thought they were the right gatekeepers. They're like, no, you need a dove, you need to exchange this, you came from a long way, you have to do this. And that's all part of a system, and there's truth to it because God had stuff set up. But then they made it super, super difficult for the people who were Gentiles to get in. So they were kind of like bodyguarding it up, right? You got to have this, you got to do this, this is how to get in, this is how to get to God, this is how to get in. So they're creating an unnecessary extra barrier to entry for God. This is Mark 11, and he uses other scriptures. And so Jesus sees this, right? My opinion when I read this, I don't think he's upset about church merch, right? You got a coffee shop at the very front of the church when you leave because you got to, and people take it, and then I don't think he was as upset about that. I think he was upset because they were basically stopping people from coming to God, especially those outside of the Jewish faith, those who were born Jewish, people of Israel. Because Jesus came all day long tearing down religious systems and questioning people's interpretation of the law. And so there was a verse about this, but there's also this verse about this. They've been focusing on the one, and now they got to focus over here. And now they got to flip-flop, and they can't be concrete about it, and it's got to be a relationship now. And people were frustrated, and they thought that they were doing what they thought, and they thought that they were doing, and they thought that they were performing right, and they felt like they were, and then Jesus said, no, you got to do it like this. And now people were, I get why people got angry. But see, Jesus loved, and he loved them, and he did. He loved the money changers, I believe. I believe he loves everyone. But he had to make a choice in that moment, because what he was angry at was he was trying to destroy these barriers, right? When he died, the veil of the temple was torn. Come in, everyone. Because he died not for just select people that could pay these offerings, but for the whole world. So when you are post up front and you are doing even what you think is good, but you are stopping people from coming to God, that's going to make him angry. So he might flip a couple tables after taking some time and slowly integrating and putting the rope together and making the whip. He said that he made the whip and formed it, and he went back and he toppled it out not because he hated those people, but because he came for a purpose of bringing people to God, and these people were standing in front creating extra rules and extra barriers so people could not get to God, that they were essentially partially interrupting the story that Jesus was coming to create. And that is why I believe, because he loved people and humanity so much, and he was calling all men unto him, that God was saying, you don't pick who comes in my house. You come in my house with thanksgiving and praise and humility and just a desire, just faith. Not these extra steps. They were turning people away from the temple. It's for God so loved the world. So I believe Jesus' anger was absolutely justified in that moment, because he made a choice. And we always say, and he pours out his wrath, and we think, oh, God is just a God of love. But anger has to be connected to love. It is connected. It's just connected. But that anger has to be fueled and channeled properly and correctly. And sometimes, yes, there's that moments of the table flipping. I know this is kind of an extreme example, but he did it out of love. Not because he was necessarily mad at those people saying and stealing. It says they were thieves, right? A den of thieves. What were they stealing? They were stealing the people's hearts away and making them discouraged. I can't get to God because I don't have enough money. I can't get to God because I can't get this stuff. I can't get to God. They were stealing the people, essentially, in a way. Now, no one can pluck you from God's hand, right? But just so we can kind of get this idea of people creating, right? I mean, even Jesus says to the Pharisees, who were literally memorized the scriptures, he says they'll make him twice the son of Satan as yourself. Teaching these people the wrong way. God is just so serious about this. Not sending, especially the little ones, the wrong way. Ooh, you see his wrath. His wrath is often not connected to some of the stuff that we think it's connected to. It's really his heart, making sure people can come to him. And so when we have these convictions, when we have these rights, and we have these freedoms, it's all good. And sure, there's a lot of times to move them, but when you have to come against, you have to let the unity be there. Let people come in.